Good morning, everyone. This is Thomas Dietrich from Vivas Coaching. I help my clients get from where they are to where they want to be faster through the power of certified high performance coaching and a few other techniques I have up my sleeves, even though I'm wearing a t shirt today. I don't normally do marketing or work on Sundays. Sundays are my day to really kind of recharge, reflect, and uh, catch up on some of the little things around the house. But really, it's kind of like a spiritual health day for me. And I was thinking, it's probably something I should share with the people who follow me on LinkedIn or Instagram or Facebook, because it's a secret weapon for achieving what you want to get out of life, and that is the power of routines. And routines, I'm not talking randomness routine. I'm talking about tactical routines here that are going to help you really get more out of your life, because I know so many people who are waking up running on autopilot. They're not where they want to be. They don't know how to get to where they want to be. They just know they have all these things that, they have to do. They're busy. They don't have time, and they couldn't possibly achieve their dreams because they're so busy dealing with day-to-day life. And some of that is it's a discipline problem, it's a vision problem, it's a but ultimately it's a lack of structure and routine. And I'm not trying to tell people don't have fun, don't go out and party, don't go and do, no. It's absolutely important that you have time to enjoy the spoils of your labor, to get out there and have some fun, go on a trip, or hang out with friends and have a kick-ass New Year's Eve party, for example. That's all part of the package. But in your day-to-day life and your week-to-week life, there are things that you should be doing and getting done. So I'm going to talk to you about how I get things done and the routines that I follow. And I'm not saying I follow them 100% religiously every day, every week, every month, but these are things I aspire to do, and they really do help. When I'm crushing these routines, I am crushing it. And I'd like to give that option to you if you're interested. So, morning routine. How you set yourself up on your mornings is absolutely critical. The morning sets the tone for the rest of your day, and that starts with getting a good night's sleep. But let's assume that you've set yourself up for a good night's sleep and you wake up. What should you be doing? Well, first of all, you shouldn't be waking up at the absolute last minute. I want you waking up about an hour early. And an hour, this is the hour that you have for you, not with the kids, not with your spouse, not with all the hustle and bustle of getting ready. This is the hour where you are going to do the following things. You're going to have a 10 to 15-minute meditation where you sit down. It could be a guided meditation, could be one where you're just doing a mindfulness breathing exercise, but you're essentially giving your mind a little break. You're not letting that hard drive spin up and going, "Oh, I got to get this done. How am I going to get the kids to both their playoff games and pick up the groceries before supper?" No, no. This is the time where you're basically doing some deep breathing. You're doing some reflection. You are, and there's so many different ways to meditate. Just go to YouTube and search meditation, and start experimenting. See what works for you. Then you're going to do some sort of exercise. It could be 10, 15 minutes of cardio, but I also want you to do some stretching. Again, there's stretch routines online. A lot of it's free, but do some research and start trying different morning exercise routines that work for you. I personally use beachbodyondemand.com. I follow some P90X and P90X plus, P90X3 routines, depending on the amount of time I have. But that's one way of doing it. After you've done your exercise and you got some adrenaline going, it's good to do some personal affirmations. And these are things that you're telling yourself that you want to be. Like, I am successful, I am healthy, I make healthy choices. But these affirmations are things that are personal to you. Now, I would share mine, but mine are kind of personal, so I'm not going to. But I suggest you look at examples of daily personal affirmations. They're out there. It's just a matter of going to Dr. Google and asking, how do you make personal affirmations? Or better yet, go to Chat GPT and ask, how do you make personal affirmations? It will tell you, and it'll maybe give you some samples. Then you have to look at, what do I have to get accomplished today? That would be your to-do list. Actually make a to-do list, whether it's on your whiteboard, whether it's on your phone, in your reminder section, or an app I use Growth Day personally, growthday.com. But make your to-do list. Make the list of the things you have to get done and check them off as you do them. And why is this important? This is important because it gives you a sense of accomplishment, which is building your self credibility. It makes you feel good about yourself, makes you feel good about your day. So it's very, very important. The last thing I want you to do, actually, no, sorry, second last thing I want you to do is I want you to find a 10-minute motivational video on YouTube. There's hundreds to choose from. But find one that resonates with you and watch it every morning. That 10 minutes, I tell you, for me, the one I watch, it basically gets me fired up to get out there and face the day that I may not necessarily want to face, you know? And then last but not least, and you can change the order of this list here, but journal. Now you can journal in an app, you can journal in a little book, you can journal on just a blank Word document, but sit down for at least 5 minutes and just chronicle your thoughts. In this day and age, we don't spend the time to actually communicate with ourselves. We are so distracted by Netflix and chill, the bings and bleeps on our phone, uh, talking to other people, which is not a bad thing, but we do all these other things except, check in with ourselves. And you'd be surprised when there's something bothering you, if you actually sit down and either type it out, write it out. But when you put pen to paper, so to speak, you actually are channeling that energy onto the whatever you're journaling on, and at the same time, your brain is like getting ideas and crystallizing. Well, you know what? Now that I actually thought about it out loud on my journal, I can handle it. Just as an example. So for your morning routine, you want to meditate, you want to get some stretching and exercise. Personal affirmations, as in terms of a to-be list. You want to create your to-do list for the day. You want to watch something that inspires you, something that's motivational, and you want to journal. That's your daily morning routine. Now, the evening routine. I think it's absolutely critical that you have a healthy supper at home more often than not eating on the go. Healthy supper that you cook yourself at home, preferably with your family, spouse, or a friend, or whatever. In the evening, you should be reading something. You shouldn't be Netflixing and chilling until it's time to bed. You should be reading something, preferably nonfiction, something that you're interested in, whether it's something about your hobby, whether it's something about someone that inspires you. Personally, on my commute, I'm listening to Arnold Schwarzenegger's Be Useful book as an example. And then, like for me personally, I like to spend half an hour, noodling on the guitar or working on my photography, but do something where you're doing like half an hour of creative expression. And then last but not least, go to bed early. And why do I say that? Because when you're up late and you're like, it's 11:30 midnight, you're getting the midnight craving, maybe for some alcohol, maybe for a hit of whatever your relaxation drug is, some bad junk food. If you're going to bed earlier and spending that time that you gain by getting up earlier on the morning routine we talked about, then you are going to have less temptation to go into those bad habits. So for the evening routine, healthy food at home, read some type of creative expression, no screen time an hour before bed, and then get to bed early. Okay. Now, there's something you should be doing every week. I call it like my Sunday routine. Sunday routine, you basically want to spend some time, half an hour, 45 minutes, think back about your week. So many of us go through a month and it's like, where did that month go? And you don't have a clue what you did last month. If someone put a gun to your head and said, what did you do last month? You'd be like, Shoot me. I don't know. So that's why you should have a weekly journaling routine where you basically look at, okay, what are the good things that actually happened last week? What did I actually do well last week? Those are important things to reflect upon. But also, what could I have done better? Or what could you have done better last week? Is there an opportunity that I missed where I could have shown up to either help someone that I cared about or something that would help me achieve my goals faster? Then there's also, you know, what was I doing that I was trying, but I wasn't trying consistently at? Good thing to think about. And what are the things I need to finish for next week? So, to recap the weekly routine, you want to spend some time reflecting. You want to look at what are the good things that happened? What have you done well that week? What could you have done better that week? What are the goals you were working on, and how did you actually show up working for them? Were you consistent? Is there something you need to change? And what do I need to finish up for next week? Now, another example of the power of routine is your monthly routine. So it might be the last day of the month, the first day of the month, somewhere where like you're consistently showing up to reflect upon the month. I try to do that every fourth Sunday. Now, you want to look at, okay, what do I have to complete for next month? What are those big goals, and what do I need to accomplish for those big goals? Then look at, okay, the existing big goals that I have, how are they coming along? Like, did I actually work on my weight loss last month? Or was I completely inconsistent with my diet? If so, what triggered those inconsistencies and how do I fix them? Is there something in my routine that's not supporting me that I need to change? Like, do I need to give up um, a bad habit that is getting in the way? Like, uh, uh, there's a certain drinking buddy you have that you need to switch to water with, for example. Um, is there something you need help with? Is there a skill you need to develop so that you can better execute your goal that you're trying to accomplish? Is there someone that is in your way that you need to stop spending time with? Another example is there something you're doing that you don't need to be doing anymore? Like, are you at the point where it's finally time to, say, for example, hire a cleaning service so that you're not spending 4 hours every Sunday doing a deep cleaning of your house? Maybe that time would be better spent networking and promoting your side hustle, just as a random example. Today's live cast, I wanted to impress upon you the importance and power of using routines in your life. These are what the people that you admire and aspire to become. The Arnold Schwarzeneggers, the Steve Jobses, the Mel Robinses, the Tony Robbinses, the people who are out there making things happen that you like, well, I want to write that book. I know I could be on that stage, or whatever it happens to be that's important to you. They have routines. They have a daily, weekly, and monthly routine that they follow to crush it. And you can too. There's no reason that you can't do this. It's just a matter of little bit of lack of knowledge, perhaps a little bit of lack of discipline, a lack of accountability. And that's where I come in. I'm a certified high performance coach. I'm also someone who does a different style of coaching, which is more like a one on one healing retreat. Both can complement each other. But what I do is I will use the curriculum of certified high performance coaching, adapt it to your situation, to your goals, to your needs, your challenges, and I will be in your corner. I will be your cheerleader. I will be your accountability partner. And I'm going to get you asking yourself the questions that you maybe never asked yourself in your entire life to help you get moving forward. That is what I do. And believe me, if we were to sit down on a Zoom call or a phone call or have a coffee and do that strategy session that I keep talking about, you will see the power of coaching in your life that day. And you'll probably want to work with me for the next 3, 6, 9, or 12 months to make your dreams come true. All right, this has been Thomas Dietrich for Vivas Coaching, talking about the power of routine. If you have any questions or concerns, drop me an email, vivascoaching@gmail.com, or drop me a DM or a private message on whatever platform you're catching this live cast on. And I'll see you sometime in the future. By the way, I am also um, going most weekdays live on Instagram sometime around 8:20 to 8:30 in the morning, Eastern Standard Time, talking about whatever happens to strike my fancy that I think might help you. All right, talk to you again soon.